right, well, my name is Morgan. I'm here with the Disneyers Podcast. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are we?
Okay, well, I am Patrick Avery. I am the Associate Curator of this exhibition, Marvel Universe of Superheroes, here at Discovery Place in Charlotte.
Yes. And what all are we going to see in this exhibit?
Boy, I would tell you, but first of all, there would be spoilers, and then secondly, I would keep you here all day, and in that amount of time, you could just walk through the exhibition and see everything yourself. But briefly, original comic art, the hand-drawn pages that were used to produce these classic comics. There are dozens of pieces of original comic art from private collectors that never been displayed publicly before, and that likely never will be again on this scale. There are original photo ops and sculpts from Gentle Giant, like this beautiful Spider-Man hanging directly behind us.
Literally just hanging out with us.
Just hanging out with us, we're here on the side of a building, there's people hanging out in the windows. There are film artifacts, props and costumes from the Sony Spider-Man films and Marvel Studios films. There's digital content, there's concept art from the Spider-Verse animated films. There's really just thousands of artifacts and objects within this show that tell the entire history of Marvel Comics as a publishing entity, as a film studio, as a cultural force.
Okay. Now, you said private artifacts, so these are things that the public has not seen before.
The vast majority of these objects, of at least the original comic pieces, have not been shown in public before. Marvel Publishing never maintained an archive. The original hand-drawn pages were created for production. So once the comics were printed, they were either stored somewhere or given away or given back to the artists. So all of the pages of original comic art in this exhibition come from private owners and collectors who have very generously allowed us to display them to the public, in many cases for the first time.
So we're very happy that there's a fandom out there so we can have these things to see. What would you say your favorite piece of this exhibit is?
I'm a little biased. The chief curator, Ben Saunders, and I, we both have some pieces from our own collections in the show.
Okay.
So, and while they may not be the highest profile pieces in terms of like really flashy images, they're things that tend to show the craft of comics, the production process, the rough sketches that were then developed and turned into the final drawings.
Yeah.
And as process nerds, those are the sort of things that we really take pride in.
Yeah.
But then there are also just amazingly historically important pieces. The only existing page from Marvel Comics #1 in 1939. It's the only page known to exist from that first Marvel comic. It is the final page of the first Prince Namor Submariner story. And there's a copy of Marvel Comics #1, one of the most valuable and rare original comics, is sitting right next to it. So you see the printed artifact, you see the page that was the only hand-drawn page that still exists for that piece.
Okay, yeah, that's like nerding out mecca right there.
Absolutely. And when we started the show, when we launched in 2018 at the Museum of Pop Culture in Seattle, that was something that was historically important, but was definitely sort of a deep cut from Marvel nerds. Now, Prince Namor has been in Black Panther and Wakanda forever. So the thing is that as Marvel continues to propose projects, as the Marvel universe continues to grow and expand, this show has taken on added layers of resonance, and we've been able to do things within the show that reflect where Marvel is now and where they're going next. There's an entire, especially for Disney Plus fans, there's an entire WandaVision section that we built a year and a half ago when that show was coming out, and we were able to create a space that changes and wavers and flickers, that displays costumes from the show alongside artifacts from the comics that inspired them.
And so many photo ops. I mean, obviously we're standing in front of a photo op here with Spider-Man, but I saw the Thing and the screen behind it with random characters going by.
You can pose on a couch with the Thing who is falling asleep in the Fantastic Four headquarters in the Baxter Building. You can pose next to Black Panther who is crouched ready for action. There's Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel toward the end of the show that, again, for us, at the time that we envisioned it, we didn't realize that there would be a Disney Plus show and that she would be starring in a major motion picture years later. So in some ways we've just been very lucky.
And it keeps you on your toes.
It does. And yeah, there are all of these things. We're very conscious that this is a museum exhibition. There is a creative power to the museum medium of seeing these priceless artifacts. But we also wanted to use as many modern techniques as we could to enhance that story and to make it as exciting and thrilling for audiences as possible. So we also have the immersives, we have the photo ops, we have all of these modern techniques that, without trying to make it into a theme park ride, recognizing it's a museum exhibition, we use that to enhance the power and the majesty of the things that we have here on display.
Now, we are in Charlotte. Was there any particular reason why Charlotte was picked as not only a spot, but the last spot before you guys go overseas?
This was something that that Ben Saunders, my curator, and I fought really hard for.
Okay.
We both have personal connections to Charlotte.
Okay.
My family worked here at Bank of America for many years. I grew up largely just above here in Virginia. Ben is originally from part of Wales, but he got his PhD at Duke and spent a ton of time in Charlotte. And we knew that there was a really vital and close-knit creative community.
Yes.
We knew that there was a big fan community here with the Heroes Convention and the Heroes shops around. And we knew that Charlotte was really the right place for us to bring the show for our final U.S. engagement.
We're glad to have you here. Now, are there any other projects that you guys have been working on recently that you're allowed to tell us about?
Well, Semmel Exhibitions is a co-producer of the show with Marvel Entertainment. Semmel has, this show launched in 2018. Since then, Semmel has had a couple of other co-productions with Marvel and Disney. There is the Disney 100 exhibition that's currently on display at the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia and at the Olympic Park in Munich. There's two separate units touring that, and I got to work behind the scenes a little bit on that show, which was really exciting. Also, after the success of this, we launched a Spider-Man themed exhibition, Spider-Man Beyond Amazing, which premiered last summer at the Comic-Con Museum in San Diego, and is reopening in 2 weeks at Union Station in Kansas City. So we were working on that and refreshing that show and updating it simultaneously with working on this one, refreshing it and updating it at the same time as we were getting ready to launch the Disney 100 exhibition.
Very busy guys.
We're very busy, and so much of that is due credit to the curation team and to the design teams. Studio TK design all of these exhibitions, and Alien Studios in Berlin, who create the soundscapes for these exhibitions. And it's, as curators, we come up with silly ideas like, wouldn't it be great to show these things off this way or do these? But it's those designers and those incredibly talented people who take those concepts and bring them to life in a greater way than we could ever imagine.
And I can tell just by talking to you that you also have a love for it. That probably helps with creating all of these amazing things.
We're really lucky in that Ben, the chief curator on this, and I we come at it certainly from a scholarly pop culture perspective, saying like, oh, here are these ways that Marvel has influenced popular culture and been influenced by popular culture. But we also come at it as fans. The reason that we do these shows, historically, we think it's important, we think it's culturally significant, but we also just want to share the things that we love.
Yes.
And hopefully that passion is evident in these gatherings.
Well, listen, I haven't even been halfway through, and I can tell you the passion is definitely showing. I'm fangirling out myself, so I very appreciate it. I know all of my followers appreciate it. Now, we always ask people one question, and I'm going to make it a Marvel question. We normally ask what makes you a Disney nerd, but what makes you a Marvel nerd?
Well, I can answer that I am also a Disney nerd.
Okay, so you can answer me both questions.
I mean, but it's the same answer for both. This is the stuff that resonates with us. These are things, you can look at a Disney film or a Marvel comic or a Marvel film and find different things out of it at different points in your life. You can look at Spider-Man, and from one perspective, you can say Spider-Man was a really important cultural hero. He reflected the inner angst of the teenager at the time that the teenager was a relatively new social construct in the middle of the 20th century, and taking those trials and tribulations and human teenage issues and putting them in the guise of a superhero And there are all of these things you can keep finding different ways as you grow and evolve, and as you change. You keep finding different things in these projects, and that's true with Disney. It's true with Marvel. It's true with all these things we love.
All of our fandoms, yeah. Now, who's your favorite Marvel character?
That is a incredibly loaded question, especially when one of them is hanging right behind me.
Well, pretend he's not listening. You know, just cover shield is not listening.
I have a personal fondness for the Fantastic Four,
Okay, just pretend.
especially the thing. But now that I look at this one, there's something going on there too.
Might be tied.
It's a tie, and also if you ask me again in 5 minutes, I would think of someone completely different, and suddenly say like, oh, well, clearly it's Nick Fury, or oh, it's clearly Kamala Khan, because you see that show. And again, it's it's nice that I don't have to choose.
Well, that's what makes you a nerd, in my opinion. If you can't pick one, that just tells you the level of nerd that you have, which is a good thing.
And it's whichever one I'm working on at any given moment. Because again, you keep finding things, and keep finding new things to love about.
Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for talking to us.
I greatly
I can't wait to take more of a look at what you've done here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Again, it's getting to share these things with people that make it worthwhile. If it's just us sitting in a room drawing these diagrams and putting things up on the wall, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But once we have people in here walking through and enjoying it, that's what it's really all about.
Yeah. I can tell you this is going to be a big hit. So thank you for bringing it to us.